Hello. Let's start some video. All right. Video. Man, my desk is shaky. Right? I mean, that's just even me looking at the video is making a little bit, making me I'm getting nauseous looking at myself, right? No, that's not what I meant. Just the shakiness is kind of doing that. All right. So we'll give a couple minutes for people to step in here. And in the meantime, I will share my screen. Cool. I'll get everything ready to go that we need. Right? I have a lot of stuff still on my desktop. Let me actually make sure I did not remove my Amazon instance, because that would be a bummer. All right. Log into that as well. I'm doing that off screen so you guys don't have all of my awesome credentials. Right. 0 running instances. All right, yeah, I deleted my instance. So I'm going to have to recreate that real quick. Oh, no, it was just stopped. So what I did was bad. No, it's not bad because I copied them. Although my IP address will have changed. Anytime you stop a Amazon EC2 cloud instance, it will obtain a new IP address the next time it boots up, right? Which is interesting to know. You can see when you're on the page that anything pending or anything stopped does not have a public DNS or a public IP address, right? But then as soon as it is up and running, boink, there it goes. And this guy here is definitely different than the IP address I had before. Let me actually open this up in Visual Studio Code real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Because before we had the IP address way up at the top-ish. Maybe, there we go. This was the IP address it was before, and this is the new IP address we have. Right? Pretty crazy, huh? So today we're going to be talking about deployment lesson 3, right? Deployment lesson 3 is about Travis continuous integration, right? There is some more fun, modern-ish approaches to deploying software, saying that there should be some sort of continuous integration. The second acronym is either continuous deployment or continuous delivery, but a pipeline of those. So your code is attached to automation that knows how to send it to where it needs to go to, right? That avoids monumental mistakes like releasing bad files, potentially releasing bad code, because say if you're tied to your GitHub commits and one of those gets pushed up to a system and it's wrong, you can just revert your commit and go back and then re-push your code, right? You're not responsible for connecting to the backend system. You just write code, and then depending on your code, things get deployed or not, right? I've seen some pretty complicated, convoluted deployment systems. I've developed a couple of my own, which are quite fun. I had one set up that would deploy to like a QA system that would test and stage and put files there and put production files and wait and pend and wait for you to press a button and it would go forward. All sorts of crazy fun stuff, right? So the whole goal is pretty much to make it as minimally manual as possible. Manual. I was trying to think of a good acronym for that, but MAP does not sound quite entertaining, right? It's minimally, I can't even say it anymore. Thinking about that acronym too much. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our hackathon starter project. We're going to be putting configuration in there so that Travis continuous integration knows how to take it and push it to our Amazon EC2 instance for us. All right, that's a mouthful of a sentence, right? So we need a couple things before we get started. All right, I'm gonna go in maybe what would be a reverse order from the lesson. I'm gonna do all the code first, and then I'm gonna hook it all up, right? So I'm not even gonna go into logging in. No, our lesson does do this first. All right, then I'm going in the same order as the lesson. All right, cool. So I have my deployment script, deploy.js. That guy is ready to go, no problems, right? But I need one more file, right? What I need is a deployment sh, a shell script. So I'm gonna do deploy. I should have called it just deploy just for kicks. Deploy.sh. This is going to get three realistic commands. Right? We're going to tell it to install node cmd, install node ssh, and run the deploy. Right? From the last workshop, these were the two additional packages I needed in order to run this deployment script. So it's installing the bare minimum that it needs. Right. Outside of that too, I need a Travis CI file, which is a .travis.yml file, right? There's actually already one inside of this project. It came pre-packaged with it. What I need to do then is to kind of configure it a little bit, right? So there's some things in here that I don't need. I don't need this node 9, right? Sudo false. Install. I don't need npm run lint, right? Don't need that at all. Pretty much I'm taking what is here and making it match up what is in the lesson. So just removing a couple things, right? Because there's a couple extra things I just don't need in there. Cool. Then what I want is I want all of this code checked into GitHub. Ooh, I have an update. Cool. I'll update that right after we do the GitHub thing. So I want to add all my code. Git add space dot. This will add all of my files and stage them ready to commit. Git commit -m added deploy.sh and deploy.js and updated Travis.yml. Right. Cool. Groovy. And then git push -u origin master. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can push and pull some changes first. Is that going to error out? Nope, that went through. Cool. There was one pending change. I think I updated like the README or something on there. I don't know what I updated on there, frankly. But now we have the latest copy. I'm going to go to that GitHub page real quick, just to see and make sure everything is there. 43 seconds ago. Cool. Did I update? I did something in here the other day. But there's my deploy.js, deploy.sh. There's my Travis YML file. All of those were just recently updated. Groovy. Cool. All right. I want to update Visual Studio Code real quick. I am curious to see what they have done. It's probably just some minor like, hey, we fixed a spelling mistake. We'll see if they even pop up some changelog notes. Maybe, yeah. No reload on extension install. Oh, snap. That is, yeah, that's legit right there. Right? That's the one. That makes me happy. Makes me really happy. Cool. Anyway, so now I don't really need my code anymore. I can minimize that, right? I'm done with my code. So what's next? I need to go to travis.cy.org. Travis-ci.org. Right? .com is their commercial site. They'll make you pay for it. This is their free site that you don't have to pay for. Right? This will ask you to log in with GitHub if you would like to. I would highly recommend that you like to, because having a link directly in your GitHub repositories is kind of the point. Right? So I already have my GitHub account in here, right? It already knows I'm at @amnk in GitHub, and here's all of my repositories. Bye-yo. Right? So from our dashboard, from this main page, I can do a couple things. Right? I can tell it to add a new repository with this plus button. I can go to my account and settings and add one. I'm gonna add this plus button real quick. These actually bring me to the same exact page, right? Same exact page. So I need to then look for my hackathon starter project. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Hit this little guy right here that says, hey, go, right? I want Travis CI to be in charge of, or at least part of, this project. Cool. If I'll go back to the main page, I'll see a reference there for it. Hey, there it is. Here's branches, here's build history, here's pull requests. There ain't none, right? But that's okay, right? What I want to do though is trigger a build. Boink. Custom builds exist only on Travis CI, will not appear in your Git history. I want to do the master branch, right? I'm just going to say trigger custom build. And it's running. This is trying something, right? We'll see. So what I am going to do is I'm going to load up my page, right? That right now says it can't be reached because nothing is running. Right? Wow, that just showed blank over there. That's weird. Right? This is the actual page from that instance. Right? There's nothing running, which is okay. Basically, I want to see this guy going. It should successfully deploy and boot up my application. I'm going to make a change and check it in. And then I'm just going to go here and press a button again. Right? It'll be pretty cool, but that's the goal. Ooh, 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 ooh. I have no idea what this is doing, but it's great. No. Could not download cache. Okay. Bunch of tests. Okay. This is the output of running the npm test command. I probably could have just taken that out. We don't need this to test anything, right? Some unit coverage here, and then it says it is done. Right? Is that done? Is that really done? Ran, passed. Maybe. Is our site up and running? Our site isn't up and running, so what's going on? We missed a step somewhere, right? What is telling it to start that deploy.sh? Right? So I'm going to go into the settings for this. I'm going to check out the settings. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I need to update my file. I need to update my travis.yml. Right. We're going to add a deploy step. Right. Right after the end. Point deploy. Deploy.sh. Right. Save. Do git add dot git commit dash m update dot travis.yml with deploy script. Git push dash u origin master. Point. This should push an update. Cool. And now if I go here and tell it to trigger a build, I should do all of that again, right? Travis, yeah, it's pretty cool. For a free service, it does some crazy things, right? Having it trigger remote builds and all sorts of cool stuff is just, I think that's just groovy, right? There's 3 past. Huh. I think when I checked my code in, it triggered a build. It did. Huh. Go back into my settings. Is it set for that? Is that a default setting? Build branch updates. Read more about branch updates. If on, builds we ran on branches that are not explicitly excluded. Okay. So this toggled on means that every time I push an update to my branch, it's going to build. I'm gonna cancel this middle guy. I just need this latest one, right? I don't need 2 things going at the same time. Ooh, deployment started. SSH connection established. Ooh. Ooh, it's going. Oh, look at that buddy go. Look at it, look at it. Oh, that's great. That makes me happy. I said it before, but like scrolling text just gives me the warm fuzzies, right? Down to the SESS, that means I'm pretty close to done. Ooh. Will this pop up will this make my app live? Let's find out. Ooh. Ah, my app's alive. I didn't even touch the remote system and my app is alive. Ammon is awesome, right? What's up? I'm doing a video though, so unless you want it recorded, give me 15, 20 minutes. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna make a small update. I'm not even gonna touch this guy, right? I'm gonna go into my code. I'm going to find that page. I'm just going to search for Ammon. Right? Where did I put the text Ammon? Ammon is awesome. Right? So it is Travis CI save. Right? Git add dot git commit dash m added more text to test deployment. Right? Git push dash u origin master. And what I'm going to do is, just by having this page here, I'm going to wait. Like, how long did it take that last one? How long did it take that? 2 minutes, 5 seconds. So I'm going to do a online timer, right? So I want 2 minutes, 05, 02, 05. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Probably been like 1:50 by the time I got to this timer, right? So we're gonna let this go. At the end of 2 minutes, or in 1 minute, 54 seconds, I'm gonna press refresh here. And if we see text there, that's awesome, right? That is just, there's a lot of inappropriate phrases I could think of for how awesome this is, right? This is the cool stuff. Wow. I have never seen time go slower than it is going right now. Watching a little stopwatch go is really makes you face the reality of time. I couldn't keep a straight face. I tried to make like a thoughtful pose or something. Just started giggling. That's good stuff. 50 seconds, right? It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I really should have just done a stopwatch and counted up instead of counting down. Might have been easier, right? While they're doing it, I have 27 seconds to see if there's any Pokemon in my classroom, right? I'll see if I can do that. I'm trying to catch a shiny Sproink. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I'm cursed. Like anytime a new shiny Pokemon comes out in Pokemon Go, right? My wife will hit me up. She'll be like, oh, hey, there's a new shiny Pokemon. By the way, I've already caught one. And then I spend the rest of my life trying to find that same shiny Pokemon, and it never happens. Oh. Well, actually, wow, that made noise. I didn't know that was going to happen. Anyway, point. No. Close the page. All right. That was a smooth move, Ammon. Just close the page. Now, I need to pull up the AWS page again to get that address because I don't have it right in front of me. So this address, colon 8080. Ammon is awesome, right? So that hasn't deployed. Let's go back here. Build history. Ooh, that one's taking longer for some reason. Oh, okay. So it's going. It's just taking its sweet, sweet time. Let's give it. Did I lose my timer, stopwatch timer thing? No, it's right there. Let's see how long it takes. Let's give it another 30 seconds. Another 30 seconds. It would have been great if that had worked perfectly. That would have been really great. Right? I'm tempted to do this again and re-record it and be like, aha, to the second on the button. It worked. Magic. Right? But no, that's not gonna happen. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. No, no. Another 30. Oh, reset. Another 30. There we go. That's going to make it what? 2, 3. Probably going to be close to 4 minutes on that one. I wonder why it's taking so long. It's a good question. Maybe resources, since it is a free service, sometimes they'll delay or slow down resources based off of volume. Maybe it doesn't like that I'm triggering so many changes that quick. I could see that too. It may be trying to prevent some sort of like spamming request into the system, right? So I could see that as well. There we go. Right. So I checked the Travis CI page to make sure it was running, but from my code check-in, all I did is check in my code in my branch. Right? That's pretty cool. What does this mean? Right? Let's see if there's any good stuff in the further lessons. And I think this is kind of the gist of it, right? So what does this mean in the bigger picture? Right? Like how do we use this in a practical sense? Right? Because I mean, in a way, we don't want to see my NPM guide. In a way, what we've done is cool, but it could be better, right? Because you don't necessarily want every change pushed to your project, right? So kind of the way a lot of projects are built out is there's the master branch, right? There's typically like version or feature branches, right? Say there's like a login branch, payment, right? Greeblies, right? Typically have a master branch and then sub branches below there, right? What this allows us to do is I only ever want to deploy my master branch. I don't want to deploy these ones, right? So we saw on the Travis CI page that when I looked in these settings, right, build pushed branches, it told me if on, builds will be run on branches that are not explicitly excluded in your Travis YML. Click on that and see if it gives me an example, right? Branches except, right? Branches only, right? So I can tell it which branches I want to publish if there's changes pushed to them. That means that I can work on these sub branches as much as I want. And only when I do a pull request or merge them into the master will that code get deployed. That's the behavior that you want, right? You don't want every small trivial thing going through because that will help prevent mistakes. You're not going to accidentally push code up to your system. There's other techniques and more complicated things to prevent that kind of behavior as well. But one of the key things is deploy your master branch, leave the other ones alone. Like don't ever send those anywhere. Those just exist to be your code playground. Your master code, or your master branch is what's stable, what's running, and what's going to get pushed, right? Because you don't want mistakes. You don't want an accidental check-in. You're like, oops, I accidentally did this thing and the whole site came down. Bummer, right? Now you could potentially set up different deployment strategies per branch. That might be probably going to be much more complicated in the configuration and settings, because maybe you wanted a QA system to test with. Maybe you wanted your production system that your real code goes to, that your customers see, right? Maybe you wanted to deploy to like a local VM or something, or do something crazy different, right? Or build it in a debug mode, or build it with different encryption on it, or build it without node modules, or actually like package the app together and deploy just that, right? We're at the tip of the iceberg for these type of integration systems. And the sky and the complexity is the limit. Depending on how much time and effort you want to put into them, the more robust you can make them. But at a basic level, if you stick to kind of a sane branching strategy in your code, you'll be pretty successful. Right? You'll avoid a lot of mistakes. You can always pull down the master branch and make changes and then push that back up if you want to do minor fixes. Right? Maybe you had a branch for like bug fix 286753009, right? Maybe that's a bug fix number. Maybe you had a bug or you found a bug, so you pulled down the application, you made a branch from it, you fixed it, and you can test that as much as you want. And then you make a pull request, pull that back into the master branch, that gets integrated in, and that gets deployed, and your fix is deployed, right? Deployment systems are great. They're fun. There are many of them, right? Travis CI is an easy to access one because it hooks into GitHub. Setup for that was pretty easy, you have to admit, right? It's a pretty popular one. There's also Jenkins. If you're curious, Jenkins is another deployment system, right? I've played with this one myself. It's quite crazy, right? You can actually install a Jenkins server locally on your system and have it run stuff for you, right? It's a whole lot more robust with a whole lot more setup to it, but it can do some crazy complicated things, right? So Jenkins is another one. There's many of them, right? I'm sure Amazon AWS has their own deployment strategies and their own deployment technology, right? So cool. Deployment lesson 3, Travis continuous integration. Not that hard to set up. Have your code checked into a GitHub repository, have some deployment scripts in there, and have it ready to go. I would also, one other word of caution, right, is that typically a lot of the information that I have just pushed to my repository, you don't make public, right? Like if anyone goes to github.com, MNK, hackathon starter, right? Like here's my deployment script with the IP address in it of where my system is, right? There's my encryption key to it, right? Theoretically, anybody could go in and try to log into that system, right? I'm actually going to go in right now and and fix that real quick, because now that I've given you that idea, I don't want that to happen. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. Right. I'm going to go into my Travis CI and turn off that branch building. Right. That was not the one I wanted. Whatever I asked you to authorize again, you're in the wrong Travis CI, is an FYI. Settings, blink, blink. All right, is there a save button? No, it's already saved. Cool. So, what is? If you're watching this, you could probably re-add this number, but save. Cool. Git add dot git commit dash m. No sane person would check in their encryption keys. Right? Good for practice. Great for practice. Right? Cool. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure that there's got to be a strategy for doing that. I'm sure it's something fairly simple, right? Maybe you could go into the Travis CI and add a key or a setting. I thought I saw something in there. Cron jobs? That's a... Yeah, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. Maybe there's like environment variables. Maybe you could add in your IP address in here so that your repository never has where your code is actually being deployed to, right? With just an encryption key, yeah, sure. Who knows, right? So yeah, Cool. Make sure that actually did the thing. Right. Cool. All right, so cool. Lesson 3 deployment, success. I will see everybody tomorrow for lesson 4, which is going to be Vim and reverse proxy. Oof, that's going to be good stuff. We're going to talk about the Vim editor, which is not my best friend off the top of my head, right? And reverse proxy. Ooh, that's gonna be some fun stuff. This deployment course has been fantastic. So cool. I will see everybody next time. And as always, I will get this video uploaded as soon as I can. And hope everybody has a great remainder of whatever week they're in when they're watching this. And stay out of trouble.